structure and the function of the platelet. But when you say quantitative, that would involve naman the count. Okay, count naman po. So ibig sabihin, may normal value ang count ng platelet. So that is between 150,000 to 450,000 cells per microliter. That is our conventional unit. And if SI naman, if we're going to use the SI unit, that is equivalent to 150 to 450 cells times 10 raised to 9 per liter naman. When you say thrombocytopenia, means mas mababa than the normal value. Okay? So meaning to say, less than 150,000. But you have to remember that the clinically significant bleeding, pag sinabi natin clinically significant bleeding, dun tayo makakakita ng mga clinical manifestation. Halimbawa, petechiae, purpura, ecchymosis. These are seen in the mucocutaneous. Meaning to say, when you say muco is in the mucous membrane, also cutaneous is in the skin. So makikita natin to significantly when the count is less than 50 na lang. Less than 50,000 cells per UL. So, petechiae is when you have these spots, which is the diameter, round spots, diameter approximately 1 millimeter. And if it enlarges up to 3 millimeter, that is called purpura. Okay? And when it has an irregular shape, but it's larger, it's now 1 centimeter large, like this one, or in the picture, that is now called ecchymosis. Kadalasan po yan ay nagko-correspond sa bruising. Kadalasan, yung mga mild bleeding tendencies or mild hemorrhage are characterized by these pattern of systemic hemorrhage. I'll repeat, mild po ito hemorrhagic tendencies. Pero usually, pag severe, it involves different organs na. So meron na tayong halimbawa gastrointestinal bleeding, may intracranial bleeding, etc. Okay? Pero kapag mild, ito yung mga manifestations of bleeding. Understood? Next, what are the causes of thrombocytopenia? So una, let us discuss first yung kinetics ng production at destruction ng platelet. Dapat di ba equal? When you say equal, the rate of the production should be equal to the rate of the destruction. So how many if there are 100 cells that are produced, there should be 100 cells that should be destroyed afterwards. So if there will be imbalance between the rate of production and the rate of destruction, that could lead to a defect. So halimbawa, if you have decreased production, right? Of course, there will be decreased circulating platelet as well. Mas mababa ang magsisirculate na platelet sa peripheral blood natin. Pero, kung on the other hand naman, in terms naman of destruction, maraming nasisira. By the way, saan po ba nangyayari ang platelet destruction? In the spleen. So halimbawa, if you have increased sequestration or increased destruction of platelet, okay, what will happen? The circulating platelet would also be decreased, leading to thrombocytopenia, right? So these three causes, okay, they are the ones involved kung bakit meron tayong thrombocytopenia. And then, we're going to talk about the different diseases under each causes. Halimbawa, dito sa decreased platelet production. By the way, I already have the annotations para wala akong makalimutan sa sasabihin ko sa inyo. Kasi minsan ang nangyayari, guys, may mga nalilimutan kasi akong banggitin kapag binubura ko yung annotations. Okay? May mga side notes minsan na nalilimutan akong banggitin sa iba't ibang section. So, is it okay that there are already existing annotations on our slide? Okay lang po ba? Can you please give me a reaction? Okay, thank you. So let's talk about the first cause, which is decreased platelet production. So, ibig sabihin, may problema ang bone marrow. You have a bone marrow defect. Probably, there are megakaryocytic hyperplasia. When you say megakaryocytic hyperplasia, hypo, hypo is low, plasia means number. Meaning to say you have decreased megakaryocyte or megakaryocytic cells in the bone marrow. And of course, in return, of course, the megakaryocyte is the cell, the precursor, diba? For platelet production. So if that happens, mababa ang megakaryocyte, mababa din ang platelet production natin. Right? Also, if you have ineffective thrombopoiesis, so that could also reflect decreased platelet in our circulation. So we're going to divide the decreased platelet production defect whether it's congenital or acquired. So pag sinabi natin congenital means it is inherited. So at the time of the birth of the baby, let's say for example, the congenital amegakaryocytic thrombocytopenia. Okay? So this is autosomal recessive. When you say autosomal recessive, are you still familiar with the Mendelian theory? So kailangan natin ng dalawang recessive trait. You need to acquire, you need to inherit two recessive traits to express, right? And express the trait, or you need to have two recessive alleles to express the trait. So usually it comes from either both your mother, both your mother and your father, okay, or both galing sa mother or both galing sa father. Okay, but definitely in terms of the expression among the generation, let's say you have first generation, second gen, third gen. So first generation, let's say they have expressed no the trait, they have the disease. On the second generation, wala. Pag third generation, dun ulit magma-manifest. Dun ulit mag-e-express. Naintindihan? Pag autosomal dominant, every generation meron. Kasi you only need to acquire, you only need to inherit one allele for you to be able to express the trait. So congenital amegakaryocytic thrombocytopenia, mega is absent. Diba? Absent ang megakaryocyte. So this is because of the failure of the bone marrow. At birth po ito, ibig sabihin after birth, so ibig sabihin days no pa lang ang baby, meron na po agad na bone marrow even the bone marrow failure. Remember, at time of birth, ang primary site of production is already in the bone marrow. Correct? So at birth pa lang yan. So meron na agad bone marrow failure. So what will happen? Affected pati ang platelet. So less than 20 na lang po times 10 raised to 9. So napakalayo niyan from our normal, which is 150 to 450. Okay? And then, another is, okay, compare natin kay neonatal. Neonatal, by the way, is not a congenital disorder. It's not a congenital disorder. It is actually because of infections, set of infections or group of infections, which we call as the torch. All right? Torch. Ito po. So anong ibig sabihin ng torch? Letter T is toxoplasmosis. O, others, like Treponema pallidum, which is the causative agent of syphilis. VCV, varicella zoster virus, which is the causative agent of chickenpox. Parvovirus, yung causative agent ng tinatawag natin na erythema infectiosum or the slop chick syndrome. So, others, the R stands for rubella, yung measles. CMV is cytomegalovirus and H is the herpes. Ang causative agent niyan ay HSV. So, kung halimbawa, if the baby acquired this infection, probably maaari po siyang magkaroon ng tinatawag natin na neonatal thrombocytopenia in which the platelet count is less than 150 per 150 times 10 raised to 9 per liter. This occur within 72 hours after birth. 72 hours after birth. Are we clear? So, yung iba pang acquired, pwedeng viral, bacterial, or even drug-induced. No? So, ito yung mga example ng drugs na posible na mag-cause ng decreased platelet production. And by the way, Fechner, Sebastian, and Epstein syndrome, these are autosomal dominant. Okay, which are originating from a defect in the gene known as MYH19. So ang tawag natin sa tatlong diseases na to, MYH9, not 19 pala, 9, MYH9 related disorder. So ang mga autosomal dominant yan. Okay, anyway, yung karamihan dyan, na-discuss yan sa inyo sa qualitative. Tama ba? Katulad ng um, Wiskott-Aldrich syndrome. Right? Na-discuss po yan sa qualitative. Right? So, hindi na po natin to iisa-isahin, but I copied the table from Rodak in which he grouped these diseases in terms of how they were inherited. So you have X-linked, so we have three, autosomal recessive, and then autosomal dominant. Please do take note of the following. So, meron bang bleeding? Right? Meron ba o wala? So, you have here yes or no. Next, ano yung mga genes na affected? Kasi this is inherited. Of course, may mga genes yan, no? So, I already mentioned about the MYH9-related diseases, sila Fechner, right? Epstein. So, as I've mentioned earlier, ito yung gene affected. So, you have the MYH9 gene. Okay? And then, also, paki-take note ng chromosome number. Usually, the chromosome number is at the beginning of the nomenclature. So, halimbawa, ang MYH9 gene ay makikita natin in chromosome number 22. Also, take note about the size of the platelet. So, halimbawa, may normal, may small. Yung small is Wiskott-Aldrich. Then, you have normal in the TAR, no? Thrombocytopenia with absent radii, that's TAR. And then we also have large in, let's say, giant platelet syndrome. So you have giant platelet or large platelet for GATA1 related diseases. Understood? So I will leave that to you kasi ano naman yan, no? It's already summarized in a table. So all you have to do is to familiarize yourselves with those features or with those characteristics. Understood? What we're going to talk about or elaborate further is the increased platelet destruction. Okay? Increased platelet destruction. So, paano ba nasisira ang platelet? How are they destroyed? So, there are two possible general reasons. Possibly because of immunologic responses. Pag sinabi nating immunologic responses, that includes antigen, antibody interaction, complement, right? So when you say naman non-immune, that include yung mga mechanical damage, increased sequestration ng platelet sa spleen. Okay? So by the way, as I've mentioned earlier, related yung dalawang yan. So of course, pag sira na yung platelet, isi-sequester na po yan ng spleen. Diba? So, eto yung mga list, no, ng mga diseases na i-discuss or i-elaborate natin further, no, in terms of the quantitative defect in the platelet. Alright? Let us start with the immune. Punta muna tayo sa immune. Let's start with the ITP. Previously, wala pong cause, no? No known cause or no apparent cause ang ITP. But now, it is already revealed, no, that acute ATP is caused by an antigen, usually a viral antigen, antibody complex. So what happens is that it damages the platelet. So yung antigen antibody complex na yan na nag-bind sa platelet, yun yung sumisira sa platelet. In chronic ITP, on the other hand, autoantibodies naman. So there is production of autoantibodies. Understood? Now, in this table, makita natin yung difference. So kung makikita niyo dyan, yung age, right, of onset, 2 to 6 years old, mga bata pag acute, adult kapag chronic. Tapos, in terms of the gender affected, wala po yan sa acute, meron ang chronic ITP. It means that if male, female are more prone or are more at risk of developing chronic ITP or acquiring chronic ITP. We will discuss later, no? Then in terms of the bleeding, dahil mas mababa ang platelet count ng acute ATP, very sudden ang onset of bleeding. In the chronic ITP, on the other hand, 30 to 80,000. No? So mas mataas kahit papano, more than 50. Therefore, gradual ang bleeding. In terms of the duration, that's why you call this chronic. It's because this is a longer duration, months to years. In acute ITP, this takes about only 6 weeks, no? Max na yung 6 weeks natin. Pero in terms of remission, pag sinabi nating remission, reoccurrence, pwede po maulit ang acute ITP. And seasonal to. Bakit seasonal? Kasi yung infection ay seasonal din. 'Di ba? Seasonal ang infection. 'Di ba, dahil nga dyan sa infection, kaya nga nagkaroon ng antigen-antibody complex. Right? But in chronic ITP, yung autoantibodies, that is not affected by seasons. Okay? And then in terms of the therapy naman, mas nagre-respond sa steroid ang acute ITP. Kaya rare na nare-require ang splenectomy. Okay? So ano bang effect ng splenectomy? Splenectomy is removal of the spleen. Of course, if you remove the spleen, walang magsisequester sa platelet. Right? Kung walang magsisequester kay platelet, your platelet will remain in the circulation. Correct? Okay? So in chronic ITP naman, mas mababa ang response rate ng steroid. Kaya kakailanganin ng another therapy or another form of therapy, which is splenectomy. But it depends on the age. Kung 45 years old, if 45 years old below, ang according sa data, 90% ang response rate. Pero kung mas matanda na daw sa 45, bumababa na to 40% ang response rate. Okay? So, ang acute ITP, ang incidence nito sa mga bata, 4 in every 100,000 children. So, ibig sabihin, rare itong nangyayari. No? Imagine, 100,000 children, tapos 4 lang ang nagkakaroon. So, ano bang nangyari? Posible na nagkaroon sila ng viral infection o kaya even vaccination, guys. Even vaccination after MMR, after DPT, polio, Hepa A, Hepa B, possible na mag-develop tayo ng antibody na nagko-complex kay antigen. So as I've mentioned earlier, kapag nag-bind sa platelet surface, yung antigen-antibody complex, ano nangyayari? Ayan, nasisira po yung platelet. At pag nasira, guys, ang platelet, saan napupunta? Of course, automatic yan, isisequester yan ng spleen. Okay? Isisequester ng spleen. So, when that happens, if they are sequestered by the spleen, what will happen to the circulating platelet? Mababawasan. Kaya po, meron tayong thrombocytopenia. So, pwedeng maging mild ang manifestation, pwede rin maging severe. So for mild manifestation, yung mga na-discuss or na-mention natin kanina na um, mucocutaneous bleeding. So that includes petechiae, purpura, ecchymosis. Pero pag naging severe na, 3 to 4% of the cases yan, meron ng mga organ bleeding. Gastrointestinal, intracranial, it occurs 25 to 50% of the cases ng severe. Okay? And wala tayong laboratory test na specific to identify ITP. We can only do CBC, complete blood count. So of course, mababa ang platelet. And the basis would be the history of the patient. Okay? History. Next is the chronic ITP. Ma'am, pag di po ba gumaling ng acute ITP, pwede pong mag-progress to chronic? Yes, pwede po. Alright? And the incidence nito mas mababa, 1 to 3 per 100,000. Mas marami ang babae. 'Di ba? So ano nga ulit ang reason natin dito? Auto-antibody. So that is directed towards platelet and megakaryocyte. So meaning to say, platelet, no, and megakaryocyte are both destroyed. So parehas yan. Acute and chronic, when platelet or the platelet and megakaryocyte are destroyed in the chronic, it will be sequestered in the spleen. And what will happen? Ayan po, magkakaroon ng thrombocytopenia. Okay? Now, one thing that you have to remember as well in the chronic ITP is the size of the platelet. It is enlarged. Malalaki po. Understood? Kaya nga malaki or mataas yung MPV value natin sa CBC. MPV, mean plate volume. It's increased. Alright? And another thing, kapag tinignan mo yung bone marrow aspirate under the microscope, okay? What will you see? You have malalaking megakaryocyte, increased size of megakaryocyte, at yung mga younger forms, single lang yung nucleus. Tapos, malalaki yung nucleus and very little yung cytoplasm. Okay? So, though, ganun yung karakteristik ng mga megakaryocyte sa bone marrow, nagpo-produce pa rin kasi madami sila eh. Merong megakaryocytic hyperplasia, ibig sabihin dumadami yung cells or megakaryocytic cells sa bone marrow, meaning your bone marrow is still working. Right? But then, even it's working, yung platelet has a shortened survival period in the circulation. Okay? Mabilis po siyang masira, no? And because of that, kahit na nagpo-produce ang bone marrow, bumababa pa din yung platelet count natin. That's why the platelet count here is higher than the acute ITP, which is 80 to 100, 80, 30 to 80, no, cells per 30 to 80,000 cells per microliter. Okay, similar with acute, wala rin po siyang specific test. Ganun din with acute ITP, based tayo sa clinical manifestation, sa history, and also based tayo lang sa CBC. Okay, if you would like pwede rin ang bone marrow aspirate. Tingnan nyo kung ano yung characteristic ng mga megakaryocyte, yung number nila, yung size nila, you look at the nucleus and the cytoplasm characteristic. Okay? So, ayun. May tanong po tayo with ITP. Immune thrombocytopenic purpura. Do you have any questions? So as you can see, both the acute and the chronic, parehas po na nasisira pero magkaiba ang reason kung bakit nasisira ang platelet. May tanong po ba tayo with ITP? Yes, Mr. Llerenas.
Ma'am, curious lang po. Iba po ba yung sa dengue?
Yeah, iba pa to. Iba pa to sa dengue. Wala pa sa dengue ang platelet, wala pa talaga tayong ano bang tawag dito? Theory. Okay? Approved, accepted theory regarding why platelets are destroyed in dengue. But according to the research and published research, immune mechanisms din kung bakit bumabagsak ang platelet. Yun. Pero sa mga vaccines, kadalasan si acute ITP yun. Okay? So anyway, hanggang dito muna tayo sa sa immune mechanisms para pantay-pantay per section, no? Kasi dito kami natapos kanina. So we're going to proceed with the rest of the immune mechanism and the rest of the slides next meeting na lang po. Alright? So, sige, mag-check pala tayo ng attendance.